大家好，我是 Joe Creator. I've just finished watching ARCANE Season 2 and oh my god, what a ride. As you know, we have already listened to a couple of the songs, but after watching the show, I realised those two songs, although they are quite good, they're not the best songs in the series, not even by far. So today, I thought I'd start off by talking about Ma Meilleure Ennemie, the French song that comes up in ARCANE, and oh my god, it just tugs on your heartstrings. It comes from, if you've seen the show, spoiler warning if you haven't, then Ekko and Powder, they get together in an alternative timeline. And just the confusion in the feelings between the two of them really are something that is demonstrated really well. And this song is perfect. I think one of the things for me, obviously it's French, so it gives that air of romance and mystique, that sort of French feeling. But just listen to a little bit of the song here and just get a feel for it.
Ce jour ne soit jamais arrivé, mais aussi la pire chose qui m'est arrivée. Ce jour où je t'ai rencontré, j'aurais peut-être préféré que ce jour ne soit jamais arrivé. La pire des bénédictions, la plus belle des malédictions. De toi je devrais m'éloigner, mais comme dit le dicton, plutôt qu'être seul, mieux vaut être mal accompagné.
Just let that drum beat sort of absorb you.
Sois près de tes amis les plus chers, mais aussi
both voices, very, very sexy. You have this almost even haunting vocal in the background here, though. The male and female voices dance around each other. So, that is a song that plays, and the lyrics are very important. You might not know this, obviously, if you don't know French, but let's check them out. So first you have this vocoder, which is just saying, I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, and it seems quite simple, but when you take it in the context of the show, you have Ekko who hates Jinx. They had a fight in the first season. They have very, very conflicting emotions towards each other because they were friends, but obviously Ekko knows that Jinx has lost her way. And when he finds this other Powder in the other universe, it really makes him question himself and his feelings, and also what he's doing, because he knows that he's not really supposed to be speaking to her. So you have bits here that really show that self-doubt there. On the day that when I met you, maybe I would rather that it never happened to me. The worst of all blessings, the best of all curses. It goes on, but then better than alone is to be in bad company. This is Ekko realizing that maybe he shouldn't give up on Jinx in his own timeline. There's also this conflicting feeling between Powder and Ekko where she knows that he's not hers. They have this strange relationship that develops, and just the way that they dance through the scene with this song playing is absolutely beautiful. There's that vocoder. Okay, so that is really good, and that was the song that actually made me want to create this video in the first place, because it was so well placed with the feelings and the emotions that are happening. Right, next I want to talk about the more aggressive songs, the punk songs, the rock songs. This series is full of a lot of heated emotion, mainly from our two female protagonists, Jinx and Vi. So first you have Paint the Town Blue, which is sort of the theme of Jinx in this series.
Oh, you want a villain? Let me show you how I evil. Oh, you think I'm difficult? I'll show you on my devil. Sharpshooter, lethal, top of fortune like an eagle. Whack-a-mole, your whistles, I'm a machine, diesel. Crash
Just the distortion on the voice there. Obviously, I don't have to tell you about the colour blue and its association with Jinx here, but I think this is a really good introduction to what I want to talk about here, where we also move on to another song, which I think is actually better, but it's slightly different in the theme, which is Rebel Heart. So you just have this real punk atmosphere. Really, I think this really envelops Jinx as a character, definitely. Just so fast-paced. And it really shows her in the second season, I feel, because she is the one that sort of brings Zorn together and really channels them into having a rebel heart, as it says here, you know, and to rise up and band together, and that really takes a big part throughout her arc in the show. So rebel heart, really, really good. It just continues this theme of them, of Riot being so good at choosing the right music to fit a character's theme. Now this is a song called Cocktail Molotov, and this is more of Vi's theme. She also goes through a big arc of just being very, very angry, and her life sort of falls apart, and she has been the punching bag throughout the whole of the series, really. She always tries to do the right thing and it goes wrong, and really, you know, she mainly knows how to solve these problems with violence, with fighting, and with punching, as we know her main sort of shtick is. So this is a bit different to Rebel Heart. It's a lot angrier and a lot heavier, whereas Rebel Heart is chaotic but almost like carefree, like Jinx. This song that sort of incorporates Vi's character progression throughout is a lot angrier and a lot heavier. She's the older sister, so I think this fits her really well. Let's listen. See, it's a lot more angsty. Like she's had all these feelings within her all along that have just been building up and building up. And you just feel it all building up like it's going to overflow, which is what happens in the series to her. Just goes into this full screamo, like it's just completely out of control. And it's just, it's a lot more of somebody that's completely been battered and bruised and broken, and just all this anger's coming out, and that really incorporates Vi's character arc through this. As you can see, you know, there in this bit, she has the leather jacket, she dyes her hair black. It's all just extremely angry and emotional, but it feels very different to Jinx's chaotic nature throughout the show. Okay, time for something a little bit different. This is Heimerdinger's song that he sings. It's called Spin the Wheel. Let's just listen to a little bit of this.
Wait till your brothers and your sisters see where you've been. And if you love the journey more than the end, go ahead, just turn that hourglass around and count to 10. This ain't goodbye no more. Nah, it just began.
Okay. Let's take a little break there and just talk about what this song means and why it's Heimerdinger, this character, this Yordle, this 1,000-year-old character is singing a song playing a futuristic banjo. Okay, now his character is very wise. He always has these students that listen to him. He's very clever. Now, this is basically the end of his character arc, and it's when, again, he goes to this spoiler, it's when he goes to this separate universe, and then he never plans to come back. And this is because Heimerdinger as a character chooses to take a back seat for the rest of the show, right? He has realized that no matter what he does, he cannot change the outcome. When he has students like Ekko, like Jace, like Victor, and the problem of Hextech, he has realized he cannot stop people from making mistakes. He cannot stop this sort of scientific progress going the way it is, and everything going wrong. And so he decides, instead of trying to fight against it and do the right thing, it's better to sit back and not take part. He's done everything he can to educate our main characters and scientists of the story, and now he can do no more. He realizes that he needs to stop trying. And this, I think, is really emphasized. You can see in verse 3 here. He says, "Go on, make some mistakes. You live and you learn. Where the chips fall, it's not your concern. Like, the wind gonna breeze, the fires will burn. Just let the gears turn." Okay? So this is him giving his last piece of educational advice. He has only just learned that where the chips fall, it's not your concern, and things will go and the gears will always turn. He can't stop that. And it's his last lesson to his students to march on, my friends, you know, and just give them hope. Tell them that it's all about the journey and you should enjoy it, and that is life. And I think, you know, over 1,000 years of living, you can forget that. And when he spent this time in the other universe, he realized that. It's just such a beautiful little tune for him to sing. For some reason, this folk style really fits him making peace with himself.
Go and make some mistakes, you live and you learn. And where the chips fall, it's not your concern. Like the wind gonna breeze, fires will burn. Just let the gears, my friend. Oh, just let the gears, my friend, let 'em turn.
And it sang so beautifully, and it sang like somebody who's finally resting and passing on the torch. And pretty good. Very, very different. I want to point out how they can have all these different genres of music that come together but feel so close and so personal to you and the characters. Now that takes us on to something, again, really, really different. This is Misha Mansell with The Beast. Just listen to this. And it really reminds me of Mick Gordon with Doom, and obviously a very famous line from Doom, "Rip and tear." And you can see on the left here that, again, spoilers. The whole video is spoilers, all right. It's Vander, it's Warwick, basically. It's Warwick. It's after Vander is fused with the Beast, and all he knows is to rip and tear. So this very Doom-like song really, really fits that theme. It's a chaotic fight. He's completely lost his mind, and all he wants to do is rip and tear. But something that's really interesting about this song is the end. And that is because this soft, twinkly piano is the man inside the beast that loves his children. And he can't get away from that. Even the beast can't fight that off. And just this little piano melody at the end is showing the soft man inside that struggles to come out. Throughout the show, he appears, but then towards the end, he disappears again. But right at the last second, this signifies his last thoughts are of his children. And it's the man that has the last and final thought as he disappears off and maybe dies. I don't know. The last one, I had to cover a song for Caitlyn as well. This is Freya Riding's I Can't Hear It Now.
'Cause I couldn't keep it open.
And this song embraces loss. This is one of the first major songs that really touched me in the series. And it's about, and this is the picture there is Caitlyn losing her mother. Listen to those strings come up with a voice. It just grabs your heartstrings. If you didn't catch it, let's just check out the lyrics here. You just tell me how to keep breathing while pretending I'm not drowning. I don't know if I could. I watched a door close for good because I couldn't keep it open. And it's just this part where Caitlyn has lost her mother, her high-standing mother who has helped her make decisions and guide her path up until this point. And now she's alone. And Caitlyn gains this position of high power and she has no guidance. And part of her story is trying to get out of this habit, I guess, of listening to others. She has this really strong piece of character development where she finally starts to make decisions for herself instead of being guided by those above her and those around her. And so this is played near the very start where she can't do it. And that continues for most of the series until she finally makes that decision and she stops drowning and really comes into her own. So that's a really beautiful song that's related to her loss and grief. So, oh my god, guys, it's just 10 out of 10. It's just awesome in this series. You have multiple languages, you have French, you have some Mandarin in there with Eason Chan, which we reviewed. Go and check out that video if you haven't already. You have metal, you have punk, you have... Blimey, you have the folk in there with the banjo. It just really covers all bases, and it's one of the only times where I've gone and I'm like, okay, just give me the playlist for the whole show. I just want to listen to the playlist. And when you have watched the scenes that these songs are in, something very important about a song, obviously, is how it ties you to a memory, how it ties you to an emotion, and this just knocks it out of the park. 10 out of 10. This series, the animation is some of the best I've ever seen. The music application is some of the best I've ever seen as well. So please tell me your thoughts and opinions because it just blew me away, this one. So let me know. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, just tell me. If you agree with me or you have any other points or insights into any of these pieces of music, please let me know down in the comments. Please. I really, really love reading them all. So everyone, thank you all for watching my review on these pieces of music and the Arcane show, and I will see you all next time. 谢谢大家观看我的视频. Thank you for watching. 再见，拜拜。